what do you have to say about? Just, do you think Floyd's gonna get the credit, Ishe? Because obviously he's not getting it now. Will he get it later eventually? Like some guys, even Muhammad Ali, some people give him credit till afterwards. Or do you think it's always gonna be just an issue with Floyd?
I think he'll get it afterwards, but he deserves it now. Michael Jordan got it during his career, and he got it afterwards. Why can't he get the same? It's just ironic, and I don't ever play the race card. It's just ironic. Two of the best athletes of their sport, Serena Williams, Floyd Mayweather, are justly criticized. One's criticized for being too manly. Beautiful woman, by the way. And
she's dating Drake, right?
Yeah. Any man who wouldn't sleep with her is retarded. She is bad, right? By all means. But to say Caitlyn Jenner looks better than, I mean, this shit is a man who decided to become a woman in his 60s or some shit. And then you got Floyd is on the top of his game. Man, take an IV, which a lot of athletes have done over the years. Basketball players, football players. I mean, the list goes on. I know tennis players, so many players, golf players, when they get hot out there, they've taken IVs, and you criticize the man. We're really focusing on the IV, not testosterone. We're focusing on a goddamn IV. You know, if I went to the hospital right now and say, I feel lightheaded, I don't feel good, you know the first thing they're gonna do to me? They're gonna hook me up to a goddamn IV machine. And that's what we're gonna focus on. We're not gonna focus on the greatness the man has done by beating Corrales, Castillo twice. I mean, the list. I could just name all the great fighters he's beaten. We're not gonna focus on that. We're gonna focus on the goddamn IV. That's what we're gonna focus on.
You're stepping into the ring in about 48 hours. You're fighting Vanes. He's a tough fighter. He's a former Olympian. He brings a lot to the table. You're confident. He's confident. How do you see the fight unfolding?
Winning. That's it. My back's against the wall. Every fight, your back is against the wall. But boxing is a lot like golf, and tennis is an individual sport, so you got to go out there, and it's never you versus the opponent, it's you versus yourself. That's your biggest competitor in these kind of sports.
You know, it's like today you guys are so respectful, but if I go back to the Twitter beef or whatever, it was going in on each other.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's a good fight. He's a good fighter. I became world champion, something he's never done, and I'm more focusing on myself for this fight, like just getting the job done.
You mentioned the IVs. What do you think about the timing of it? All happens to fall a couple days before the fight. You think that was calculated?
Of course. You got to realize the guy that put out the IV report is the same guy that went on a witch hunt a few years ago. So that kind of like sums it up. It wasn't you putting out the report. It wasn't Ellie putting out the report. It wasn't my man right here, Lewis, putting out the report. It was a man that went on a witch hunt a few years back to put out the report.
You know what he told me a few years ago?
So it is what it is.
Ishe, he told me Mayweather will never fight Canelo. Mayweather's fighting Cotto after the hill. Mayweather's deal with Showtime is Floyd to get HBO to pay Mayweather more. And now 5 fights into it, $750 million.
And he completed all 6 fights, did his deal. I mean, the guy, what can I say, man? I don't know. The guy broke records that I don't think will ever be amassed or broken. I mean, first it was Al Heyman's bad for the sport. Now he's great for. I mean, like I said, these media members, certain media members, got to decide: are they fans or are they really going to report on the facts? Are you going to be media or are you going to be fans? Which one is going to be? You can't have an agenda. And they're selling you that this is going to be some war, some breakout fight. Triple G is a good fighter. It's not a knock on him, but don't sell me Lemieux. God, I don't believe he'll go 6 rounds. I don't believe he'll go 6 to 8 rounds and be stopped.
What do you think Triple G has to do to finally get to that other level? We know he's an elite fighter. He's a good fighter. No more questions about him.
I don't know. I don't think everybody's scared of him like people put it out. Like, oh, everybody's scared of him. I don't think so. I think there's fighters out there willing to fight him. I just don't know why he's willing to fight Floyd at 54, but Ward at 68 is too big. Like, I don't get that. Which way is it? I mean, you want to challenge guys at 54, but you don't want to challenge guys at 68. But everybody's scared of you. Even I went up a weight class and fought 2 fighters. I fought the current, I think WBA, Danny Jacobs. I fought him, the current, and gave him all he can handle. I fought Fernando Guerrero at 68. You mean to tell me you can't jump up 8 pounds and fight Andre Ward or some of those guys up there, but you're saying you'll fight Floyd at 54 when Floyd barely walks around 147? That's the only problem I have. It's like, you're a good fighter, but damn, don't Don't sell me that nobody's scared of anybody that get in that ring is not scared of you. They're not scared because it takes a special man to get in there and get his ass whooped or be able to know I'm about to get punched in the head for a check. It takes a special man. Ain't nobody scared of nobody. You might go and fight and know this gonna be a tough ass fight, but ain't nobody scared of nobody because it takes a special man to walk your ass up them steps, get in that ring and hear them names announced and hear that bell ring. So I'll never say nobody's scared of nobody.
You know, he said he hits hard, and you said you've never been hurt, man. Who's the hardest puncher you've been in the ring with, man? Or even in sparring or anything? The guy that hit you the hardest, you're like, man, this guy can crack.
There's so many, man. Everybody now just all their powers starting to feel the same. Shit. Julio could punch, or Julio could punch. Randall Bailey definitely could punch.
That right hand.
Yeah, but I only had like 13 fights when I fought him as well. So everybody, I've been in there with so many people. Everybody could crack a little bit. Lara could punch a little bit. He has some snap on his punch.
Can Floyd punch Ishe?
Yeah, he can punch.
Why do you think people don't give him no credit for his punching power?
I don't think, sometimes I think his hands give him a little bit more problems than he tells you guys, and I think he doesn't look, he can punch. I've seen him this camp, I've seen him knock like 3 sparring partners out cold. I've seen him knock one guy out, I seen him jump in the ring and stop one guy. I seen another guy get knocked out cold where he would have been out, you could have counted to 500 and he was out. It's so precise and so quick. He hit you with stuff you don't see. But I just think sometimes his hands maybe bother him more than he leaves on people to believe.
How come you never been hurt, Ishe? What do you think? I mean, every fighter I talk to has been hurt at one point. You tell you've never been hurt. I mean, what do you think it is, man?
I don't know. 34 fights. You ever see me on the camp? I ain't touched the canvas. I just always bet on my chin, man. I bet on it. I bet on it. I'm always bet on it. And I just say, fuck it. I bet on my chin. Amateur pro.
Yep. Your chin is a cash register. Yeah?
At what age did you know you're gonna make 7 digits?
I didn't. I never knew I was gonna make it. Especially.
Can you put your phone number in here? Because I liked your speech today. You're a great communicator, by the way. I'm Gareth A. Davis from the Daily Telegraph. I apologise for never having interviewed you, but after hearing you up there today, could I take your cell number? Because I would really like to interview, like to sit down with you for a day and interview you properly.
Yeah, don't put this on
No, because.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Should I try that with girls and go up to them? I like what you said. Can I get your number?
No, you're clearly a great communicator.
Thank you.
But someone with a message about what you can and can't be and how you get there and what you have to believe in. And it's interesting what you say about the media, because I think, you know, I don't know if you think this, but I think we all take for granted now, with Mayweather, for example, that it's just a cakewalk for him every time. He has fear, he has nerves, he doesn't want to lose, he needs the adrenaline, and we probably assume that he wins easily all the time, and we shouldn't.
Well, he's human.
So you're gonna say nice things about Amir Khan now?
What do you mean?
You always criticize him when I interview him, yo.
No, I don't. I said I wanted
I
Amir Khan.
think
All
he's
I
a
said,
little bit delusional.
yeah.
And I think he's talked himself out of it. No,
I'm kidding. I know.
I think he's talked himself out of the fight more times than he's helped himself get the fight.
I said
that's
this.
The problem.
What this young man with his million Twitter followers was saying to me, and I said to him before Amir Khan got the Mayweather fight, he needed to fight a Thurman to prove that he could fight inside and do it. If he'd beaten Thurman, Khan deserved a Mayweather fight.
Why don't he fight Brook? I would come to the UK for that fight.
What a great fight.
And it sells out.
It's a 50-50.
It sells out. I don't understand it. He's chasing, but I think over the years, with the criticism, with the negative things he said about Floyd, he's done himself a disservice in landing the fight more so than helping. He's talked himself out of the fight on occasions. I've talked to somebody in the camp about a couple years ago, and they specifically said, and I didn't believe it. It was about 2 years ago when he first started the ranting and raving, thinking that was going to get him the fight. It's like the first time they was going to fight, and he said he'll never get the fight. I was just like, maybe he's just talking. 2 years later, from that first incident, he still hasn't gotten the damn fight.
That day.
No, he didn't say it. Somebody on the camp said he'll never get the fight.
Because he almost started talking that it was his God-given right to have the fight in that manner.
I don't think it was that. I think it's all the negative. The domestic. I think he said something about the domestic violence before, and he's commented about the way I fight versus the way Floyd fights. And I just think he's done himself. And you realize that most of the people that have gotten a fight has always remained humble. And they've always been like respectful. Like, I'm gonna love this opportunity. I'll talk shit once I have the fight. And that's it. And what he has gone on this rampage, like talking before, is gonna land him the fight. And I think he's done himself a disservice over the years of getting the fight. If there was even ever a chance, he hurt himself even ever getting the damn fight. But I would like to see Brook.
Yeah, Brook
I would
and
like
Khan's
to
a great
see.
fight.
I would love to see Brook and Khan, and I would love to see
We'd get
Thurman.
80,000 if they promote it right.
Even
We'd get 80,000.
Porter, even Porter would be awesome.
Yeah.
I'd love to see him in Porter. There's other names out there. Stop chasing the man that really doesn't have his eyes on you.
Tell everyone where to follow you on social media.
Ishe Sugar Shay on Instagram and Twitter, and Ishe Smith on Facebook.
It's funny because usually when fighters make weight, they're in a very bad mood. They're grouchy.
He is. This is him in a bad mood.
This is me in a bad mood, actually. This is me in a bad mood. Did you not hear the speech earlier? That was me making weight.
Are you okay on weight? Like,
I'm good. I'm good. I'm a couple pounds. Yeah. I'm good, man. This has been a great camp. I'm excited and I'm happy. You see I'm drinking water. I'm good.